your house and Hell in a Cell. 2 years ago, they were about the same for us, weren't they? I'm Chris Wolvie, the wrestling vlog who always tells it like it is. It seems that WWE is going back to less matches for non-major PLEs, concentrating on quality instead of quantity. That explains why there's only one more match in Hell in a Cell Sunday than in NXT in your house on Saturday, and why there's only one Hell in a Cell match on the card. Nothing wrong with that really, as long as the matches do have good quality. WrestleMania Backlash wasn't that good, but I'll give them time to readjust. And NXT is making up for it with their own version of Clash of Champions with every belt on the line, for better or worse. So even though it's not the 21 matches from WrestleMania weekend, let's get going with the picks. First, here are my predictions for NXT In Your House 2022. Legado del Fantasma versus the Mafia. To be honest, it was about time someone challenged the Legado in their faction dominance, and Tony D'Angelo seems to be the one to do it with his goons. Santos Escobar has been ego-driven ever since he was one of the last Cruiserweight champions. I gotta tell you that the turf war between these two are giving off some Major Jets versus Sharks vibes. And I'm not talking NHL teams either. The losers of this battle must join the winners faction and take orders from their leader. And either way, they will work on being the dominant faction in NXT. Personally, Santos and his amigos need to be humiliated once and for all. Winners of the Mafia. NXT Women's Tag Titles, Toxic Attraction versus Chance and Carter. I'm still not sure how the KCs even earned a title shot. Was there a Contenders Challenge or something I missed? Is it because outside of Toxic Attraction they are the only true team in the NXT? Casey, Katana, and Caden have had very few victories over the last year. Why should this be any different? Oh, don't get me wrong, I've grown tired of Gigi and JC as much as the next guy, but they are the only successful team in NXT. Maybe have them hold it until summer? In any case, winners are Toxic Attraction. NXT Men's Tag Team Championships, Pretty Deadly versus the Creeds, and the Creeds will be kicked out of the Diamond Mine if they don't bring home the gold. Well, in that case, I say they should lose and skip out on the Diamond Mine. Maybe then they can beat up on Roderick Strong and we can finally see him leaving NXT for greener fields, whether they be on the main roster or with his former Undisputed Era buds in AEW. And while they're at it, have Ivy and I revolt and take on the women's title holder at the next PLE. Pretty Deadly had to thank their lucky stars they came from NXT UK just as Nash Carter got busted. And it's luck that they will beat the skill of the Creeds. Well, that and Strong's attempts to help going wrong. Winners are Pretty Deadly. North American Championship. Cameron Grimes defends against Carmelo Hayes. They say on the website that Hayes finally gets his one-on-one rematch. Well, we all know that's horse manure, right? Trick Williams will be there to intervene on Hayes' behalf, and Solo Sikoa will be there to counter Williams on Grimes' behalf. But not out of respect for the champ, mind you. See, Sikoa wants that North American title as he is currently the only Uso brother without a belt in the WWE. And if Hayes gets it, he's never going to get the chance to get it. He'll make sure Grimes keeps his promise by making sure he stays champ. And if Williams tries anything, Sikoa will make him pay, giving Grimes just enough leverage to kick Hayes to the moon. Winner is Cameron Grimes. NXT Women's title, Mandy Rose versus Wendy Choo. Now look, I think Wendy, with her PJs and bunny slippers, is as cute as a button. Plus, I'm also glad she seems to be breaking away from her constantly tired angle to actually do some work. Do I think she's going to be a champion someday? Maybe, depending on several factors. Do I think she should be champion now? Nope. Mandy is riding her high as leader of Toxic Attraction and NXT Women's Champ, and if her girls hold on to the tag titles, she had better hold on to her own. Oh, Wendy will make it interesting, to say the least, but I still think she needs more experience before she holds gold. Winner is Mandy Rose. Finally, NXT Championship rematch, Braun Breaker vs. Joe Gacy. This time, the Champion's Advantage rule is waived. If Breaker gets disqualified, Gacy is the new champion. And if there's anyone who can get under a superstar's skin, it's Gacy. He's kind of like they made a clone of Funhouse Bray Wyatt and Seth Rollins and came up with a guy who was both creepy and calculating. And he's proven that he doesn't need Harlan to do the physical work. Breaker does not have history on his side. The last time a Champ's Advantage was waived on a PLE match, Randy Orton got DQ'd and lost his title. If he can just focus on Gacy and ignores manipulations, Breaker will remain champion. And I think he can. It's Gacy that won't be able to hold his temper, I think. Winner is Braun Breaker by disqualification. Okay, on to the main PLE of the weekend. Here are my predictions for Hell in a Cell 2022. Mixed 6-person tag. Finn Balor, AJ Styles, and Liv Morgan versus the Judgment Day of Edge, Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley. I've never been a fan of mixed tag matches like this, probably because there's too much of a chance of a man striking a woman in the ring. Now, so far that's yet to happen, thank goodness. But you never know when something will slip. Anyway, bias aside, it seems like both Styles and Balor are being pushed to the roles of, well, pushers. Jobbers to the stars, I like to call them. Neither of them have had a significant victory in a while, and poor Liv Morgan is being dragged along with them. You don't form a faction and then lose your first PLE match as said faction. Just ask the Nexus. Winners of the Judgment Day. Ezekiel versus Kevin Owens. So, if Owens beats Ezekiel, will that prove that Zeke is actually Elias and not his brother? How does that work? I thought Sami Zayn was the conspiracy nut. Does KO honestly think he'll literally beat the truth out of him? Seriously, this feud is ridiculous, and sadly it doesn't seem to be ending even with this match. But Zeke is still out to make a name for himself. He and his Ultimate Warrior Von Erich brother in getup. And if that means making KO wish he had quit after Steve Austin whooped his ass, so be it. Winner is Ezekiel. 2-on-1 handicap match. Bobby Lashley versus Omos and MVP. The Almighty One has proven to everyone that he can beat the so-called unbeatable Omos any day of the week, and twice on weekends. Everyone, that is, except Omos and MVP. They're doing their best My Pillow Guy impressions as they refuse to believe Omos was beaten. And to make certain Lashley stops spreading the big lie, they're going after him together this third time around. But Lashley knows he can take either one of them, but both together might be an issue. So take MVP out of the picture as soon as possible and concentrate on Omos. Either that, or endure Omos's punishment, and then, as soon as MVP gets in the ring, beat the holy hell out of him and get a win before Omos can break it up. Either way, winner is Bobby Lashley. No holds barred match. Madcap Moss versus Happy Corbin. I would really like to see Cesaro, Jey Uso, and any other Andre the Giant Battle Royal winner beat the crap out of Corbin for wrecking the trophy with their names on it. And who knows? That may still be possible in this match. Corbin can run around the arena if he wants. But as soon as Moss finds him, he'll have no choice but to take his medicine. Oh, not that Corbin can't also strike back. It's just that he didn't want a match with Moss from the very start. The thing is, backing a man like Corbin into a corner may be just the thing to light a fire under his ass and get him back to Baron Corbin mentality. And if he gets into that state of mind, Moss may just be the worse for wear. Winner is Happy Corbin. United States title. Theory defends against Mustafa Ali. I mean, kudos to Theory for following Roman Reigns' idea during the Elimination Chamber a year and a half ago. Say that a challenger will have a title match at a later time, and then make that later time when said challenger is at his weakest. But apparently Mr. McMahon wants to show his latest chosen one some tough love and have him defend the title in a fair match. Now I do want to see Ali turn to form after the debacle called Retribution. Of course I do. But you can't just come back out of nowhere and win a title. Unless you're Roman Reigns. And Ali ain't no Roman Reigns. Winner and still champion Theory, though the match will be better than expected. Triple threat match for the Raw Women's Championship. Bianca Belair versus Asuka versus Becky Lynch. Oh boy, the big time bitch is still going on about how unfairly she's being treated. She used to be one of my fave female stars. Now it seems the birth of her child has given her Charlotte Flair levels of pissiness. Meanwhile, Asuka is still thinking she needs the title back after her long departure. And through it all, Bianca Belair is like, girls please. She really gets to prove her title of EST of the WWE, taking out two of the biggest names in the business at the same time. And I have no doubt in my mind that she can do it. Winner and still champ, Bianca Belair. Finally, Hell in a Cell match. American Nightmare Cody Rhodes versus Seth frickin' Rollins. As entertaining as both men have been during their promos, I'm kind of glad to see this feud come to an end, and the steel cage on steroids is the perfect way to end it. Rollins has a lot of experience inside the red-colored monstrosity, most recently against The Fiend. He can scrap if he needs to, and cheat whenever he wants to in this match. Rhodes may not have the experience of Rollins, but he's on a mission to make his papa proud and do what Dusty couldn't do. Win the WWE Championship. Shutting Rollins up is the next step towards that. You may not know the Cell too well, but come on. He's the son of the man who came up with War Games, so certainly must have a general idea of what he's stepping into. This match may stay inside the cell for the duration, but expect a number of hard bumps and maybe a broken table or chair in the mix. But in the end, it's Rollins who will be burned down. Winner, Cody Rhodes. Those are my picks. And with a lucky 13 matches this weekend, I'm sure I'll do better than last month. I'm Chris Ward with the Wrestling Vlog, who always tells it like it is. Stay safe, pray for peace, and I'll see you